Yo, this is your boy Anubis Can't Be Stopped, and I'm back again with another division explanation video. And today we are going to be explaining about core attributes. There are 3 core attributes on gear. Alright, this is for gear and gear alone. We're not going to get into weapons just yet because it's a lot to go over with gear for those that are just starting the game and those that are returning to the game. And some of us had deleted accounts and things of that nature, and now we're starting from square one and we might have forgotten a few things. So I'm just going to go right into this. There are 3 core attributes for gear on all gear pieces in your library that you have to max out. You go to your recalibration library, you go over to the tab library, and you extract 3 max talents for your library. So the max talent, well, it's not max talents, it's actually max core attributes. You extract these from gear pieces that you find with them maxed out, like weapon damage, 170% or 170,000 armor, or a skill tier. Skill tiers are probably the easiest ones to get because all you have to do is extract from 3 pieces of the same type of gear, whether it be mask, knee pads, chest pieces, etc., and things of that nature. And then you can do a lot of different builds with those max out core attributes. The core attributes are the basis of any build, totally be honest with you. That is the nucleus of what you're trying to accomplish with your build. Now, everyone wants to do DPS counters and things of that nature, but the thing about your builds that has to be maintained at all time, do you have the right core attributes? Do you have the right weapons? Do you have the right setup for the attributes that you have? Because these attributes will determine whether or not you are a DPS player, a support player, or a technical player. Which technical players can be anything from explosive builds to healer builds, you know? So you want to take the time to put the core attributes where they're supposed to go and put them how you want them to be. Because the core attributes, you can have a build that has 2 skill tiers, 2 weapon damage cores, and 270,000 armor. So you could put more armor on that build, have skill, and also have utility. Which utility is anything from a striker drone, healer drone, seeker mine, healer mine, shrapnel trap, bombardier drone, you name it, you can do a bunch of stuff with it. Okay? Now, why do we need these core attributes? Because these core attributes were set up by the division to make us think about how we utilize builds. Now, I understand there are almost millions of different combinations in the game that you can have for any given piece. Like you can see on this piece, I have armor core on a Providence piece, which gives me some survivability, but it takes away from my weapon damage core. Weapon damage cores, if you're running all weapon damage cores, which I still say it's not scaled correctly, I stand on that. Because if weapon damage cores were actually done correctly, like with this piece is a weapon damage core, if it was actually done correctly, weapon damage would be the place to go in game when it comes to damage per second. But totally be honest with you, there is really no fall off as with damage per second with armor cores and skill tiers. So I don't know if they might change that and balance that in the future, but I highly doubt it. It hasn't been balanced in over years and no one's talking about it at all. So I wouldn't look forward to weapon damage becoming the basis of any build, okay? without any type of armor or utility, okay? But I will tell you, there are utility builds that hit just as hard as a glass cannon all damage build. Now, all damage is a raid thing. Now, in raids, you cannot have any armor unless you're kiting. If you are not kiting, you should have the maximum amount of damage cores on a build, which is 6. You can run 6 damage cores, 6 times 100,000 armor, and you can also run 6 skill tiers, sometimes 7 if you're running technician. We'll get into specializations at a later date on another video, but it's really up to you how you want to run. I'm a running gunner slash sniper slash utility slash infinite number of things because there's so many builds in the game I can't even build them all. I'm spending most of my time tinkering, which we're getting a tinkering menu, by the way. I will have a video up about what do you think of, my next video tonight will probably consist on a conversation about the changes that they are making to the game and how we are going to be building moving forward. The Ninja Bike backpack is about to get a serious best in slot based on the weapons and how the talents are going to be reworked now. That's it. And remind you, they said if they decide to put it in the game. So these 3 core attributes right here are the basis of all your builds, okay? The core attributes for your gear is very necessary that you have these things the way you need them to be. You need, if you're running gun builds, you might want to put a little bit more armor on there and maximize out how you want to do your weapon damage cores. If you are running striker, you can run just about anything with striker. You can run skill tiers. You can run 6 times 170 armor. You can run all weapon damage cores. It is a monster. Striker right now is a monster. It is like literally the best in slot brands gear set right now. If we're going over gear sets, there are 2 gear sets that for damage and output of damage are really utilized a lot, and Striker is one of them. I will go into gear sets versus brand sets in a different video, but for the most part, I just want to get this out here that you must get those core attributes maxed out in your library ASAP, because then you can start building more powerful builds. You can be a tank. You can be a bump build. You can do a lot of stuff. You could be a skill build or a utility build, as I call them. I call it my Swiss Army knife build, where I have like almost every status effect, every skill damage effect that I can put on the build. But I digress. I'm not going to keep you too much longer because for the simple fact is it's a lot to go over. So the next thing I'm going to be going over on this thing will be probably specializations, and then we will jump into attributes. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. This is your boy Anubis Can't Be Stopped. And always, stay frosty out there, agents. I'll see you in the next one.